Hey guys, today I am trying something new. This is a new kind of program that I'm working on. And I thought that since you guys are getting the new packet, I would go over the different strategies you need to know to solve multiplication. So I have it up on the smart board. So we're going to see 5 different ways to solve 4 times 3. And if you take a look, you have equal groups, number 1, using an array for number 2, repeated addition for number 3, and using a number line for number 4. And last but not least, our favorite, which is skip counting. And I saved that one for last because I know it's a strategy that most of you like to use. But we're going to go over all 5 right now. So let's take a look at number 2. So number 2 is equal groups. Now remember multiplication, when you look at the problem, you notice how it says 4 times 3. You got to remember that also stands for 4, that multiplication stands for groups of. So 4 groups of 3. So it's saying 4 groups of 3. So when you're doing this, equal groups and drawing it out, remember you need to have 4 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many do we need to put in each one? 3, that's right. So we need 4 groups of 3. 1, 2, 3 in this one. We need 3 in the other one. 1, 2, 3. Keep going. 1, 2, 3. And yes, mine are cute little fancy hearts. Remember, you can just do tally marks. You can do little dots if that works for you. Whatever is easiest for you to draw. 1, 2, 3. Now, once you have your 4 groups of 3, remember, equal groups means you have to have the same amount in each group. So this shows 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So then you count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you should have gotten 12. Okay, so this is always a way to, solve multiplication problem is equal groups. Now, another one, I'm going to move me up here. Another one that you can use is an array. Now, remember, when you are drawing an array, you do your 4 rows with how many are in each row. Okay, so remember when you are drawing these, just do precise equal size little circles. Okay, so 4 rows of 3. So I always like to do my rows first. 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have my 4 rows. My first number shows me how many rows I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in each row, you should have 3. Now be careful. Don't forget, do not count this. Do not forget to count this as one of them. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you repeat that going down for each one. So you have your 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they should have 3 in each one. 2, 3. Now I always suggest, like I just told you before, yes, I have cute little hearts or stars right now, and that's okay. But remember, for when you do it, just draw nice, precise, equal circles. And make sure they line up. You don't want your array to be going this way or that way. You want them to make sure it's straight down, okay? So let's see. We have our 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and our 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. And then you just count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yet again, we also got 12. So there's an array. Moving on to strategy number 3. Strategy number 3 is repeated addition. Now remember, it's 4 groups of 3. So that second number is what you are adding. The second number is what you are adding. So what number would we be adding right now? 3. So we would add 3, how many times would we add 3? You should have said 4. So we're adding 3 4 times. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. And then see if you can figure that out. Now, sometimes an easy way to do it, and I notice a lot of you have already thought of this. I don't know how good I'll be at drawing this right now, but we will try, is a lot of you guys, I can get the pen up. There we go. You like to look at these and kind of make groups, especially if it's nice and even. So what is 3 plus 3? 6, absolutely. And then you do a 6 for each one. So 3 plus 3 is 6. And then you just add 6 plus 6. And what does 6 plus 6 equal? Still the same thing, 12. So you get 12 for each one. You're just adding it however many times that there are groups. So whatever that second number is, that is what you're adding. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, you add 3 4 times, okay? Because it's 4 groups. Think of it, 4 groups of 3. So you add 3 4 times. And the reason I did 6 is because I know 3 plus 3 is 6. The other two 3s are 6. And then I know in my head that 6 plus 6 equals 12. That's always a good way to remember your 4s. Now we're moving on to a number line. Now this is another way that you can do this. It's kind of stepping up towards skip counting. So you always start at 0, okay, and it's just kind of like what we did. Now remember, the first number, the very first number, you got to remember this, okay, is jumps. How many jumps are we doing? Okay, jumps kind of stand for also like how many groups. So how many jumps, how many groups. So remember, 4 groups are 4 jumps of 3. So you were jumping by 3s. So our first jump, okay, our first jump, count by 3. 1, 2, 3. So we land on 3. It's kind of a small 3. 3. There we go. So we did 1 jump. We need to jump again because we only did 1. We need to jump 4 times. Let's see if we can jump again. Woo, that is not the jump I wanted. So sorry about that, guys. So the next jump we need to do is the same jump. 1, 2, 3. That's jump 4. Count by 3s. 3. You should have said 6. So we land on 6. We're not done yet. Kind of matches up to, you know, how we grouped our 2 3s at the last problem. Repeated addition, 3 plus 3 is 6, okay? So now we jump again, 3, 6. Where would we end up? Add 3 to 6. What would that be? Should have said 9. 3, 6, 9. And you notice in my number line, I'm not putting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you add too many numbers, it's going to get you confused. Sometimes if it's already on a worksheet, you might see those lines and it might be able to help you. But if you're having to draw your own number line, please don't add the extra lines. It's just basically you're doing skip counting, but on a number line to make those jumps so you can visually see it. So now we need to do one more jump because we only did 3. We need 4 jumps of 3. And we're going to end up on, add 3 more to 9. We're going to end up on number 12. Okay, so yet again, we got the answer 12. And last but not least, our favorite, because it's the friendliest, you're not drawing a lot of things, it's always a good one to use, especially if you have those high multiplication problems such as like 8 times 8 or 6 times 4 or 9 times 7. We always like to do our skip counting. It's always a nice one to use. So when you are skip counting, Now, the thing I always like to tell is sometimes some of our friends get a little caught up and they might be off by like a number or two. Be careful when you are doing this. I always like to make tally marks if it's a bigger number. So if I'm counting by 4 groups of 3, am I counting by fours? Or if I'm counting by threes, think about it. 4 groups of 3, what would I be counting by? Threes. Okay, you were counting by threes. So I'm going to make my tally marks. 1, 2, 3. Now you don't have to make your tally marks if you don't want to. If it's a smaller one like this, you don't have to. It's just a strategy I like to use. So I'm going to start with 3. And the reason the tally marks are up there is because then I can go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I counted by threes 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that's kind of showing you a way to see your numbers, okay? So yet again, the tally marks are there. I always put whatever number I am counting by. So I'm counting by threes, and I have to count by threes 4 times. That's why I stopped after the 4th number. So yet again, 4 times 3 is 12. So hopefully that helped you solving a multiplication problem, showing you the 5 different ways to solve it. So now using that, I want you to see if you can solve this problem. Using any one of the strategies that was just taught to you, see if you can find out how many legs these 6 ladybugs have in total. So how many total legs do these 6 ladybugs have? I want you to write the equation. Show me a strategy that you use. Any of the strategies. You can use an array. You can use skip counting. You can draw out equal groups. You can do number lines. You could do repeated addition. Any of those will work. Remember, there are 6 ladybugs, and if you look at the ladybugs, they each have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many total total legs do these ladybugs have? All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, reach me out on Class Dojo. Okay, hope to see you guys soon.